The finish line of an incredible leg is now in sight. Two teams at the front, just miles apart, pushing with everything they have to win in Newport. While another race for GUYO Environment Team Europe is underway, so much happening in a leg that will prove to be decisive to this edition. Welcome to the Ocean Race Show in what is set to be quite a spectacular finish to leg 4. We have two teams who at the moment are refusing to give up the possibility of being the first boat to cross that finish line when they get into Newport. I am, of course, talking about 11th Hour Racing Team and Team Malizia. And joining me right now at the top of the show, we have Boris Herrmann, the skipper of Team Malizia, not on board for this leg. Will Harris is taking up that role. But Boris, thank you very much for joining me. I mean, first of all, it's getting pretty close in this final sort of push into Newport. How much would it mean for you, mean for your team, to get a win here?
It would mean everything. It would mean so much. I don't have fingernails anymore. I'm just sitting here and chewing away.
And for the team out there on the water, I mean, they've been working really hard. They've obviously had a little bit of problems with some technical stuff and everything. Do you think that they've got enough concentration, because it's going to require everything all the way up to the finish?
I have a good feeling. I think they are in a good mood, and it is for them certainly nerve-wracking. They are more or less stopped from what I see on the tracker. Very light winds, very tricky approach, and anything can happen. So they have already had a difficult approach similar to this, a little bit, in Cape Town. So there's a slim lead going from possibly first to then fourth position. That's certainly something they have on their mind now, today, and I really hope they can completely forget about that and really just take it.
I mean, for Will Harris as well, a young skipper, I mean, he's given you no reason to doubt that he was a good person to pick to be your number two. He's certainly made a very good name for himself.
Absolutely. I would be super happy for Will as a skipper to win this as the youngest skipper in the race. I'm not sure in the history of the race, but certainly in this edition, youngest skipper to take a win in a leg. And even I don't want to create too high expectations right now. If they are second, we're tremendously proud of them. Don't forget, in sailing, we see that in this leg, just arriving quite often, is already such a thing. Especially on this leg, it was much harder than anticipated. We lost two competitors, and then we are so proud of them, whatever happens now.
Boris Herrmann watching closely as Team Malizia getting close to that finish line. But as he says, this leg has had everything. Two boats dismasted, and the latest of them, GUYO Environment Team Europe. And what happened there? What do we know about the incident? Well, we've got to go back to the night where it began. In the afternoon of May the 8th, the fleet were approaching a big low-pressure system. In the expectation of 45 knots of wind with gusts up to 60, the teams started to prep for the big conditions. Like all the other teams, GUYO Environment Team Europe were cautious, reefing their main down to its minimum size, and even then, with the aim of simply making it through the thin channel of extreme winds, furled away all their forward sails. It was all in an effort to come through the gale unscathed. Even with all these careful preparations, in the middle of the night, suddenly, disaster struck.
Dismasted. What? Dismasted. Oh non, putain. Oh non. Oh non, 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 non. Oh non, mais non. Oh non. C'est possible, putain.
They had to move quickly as the mast was outside of the boat, endangering the integrity of the hull.
No, we need the tools to cut the mast off. Oh,
And some decisions were harder to swallow than others.
I think we can get rid of the vane, step
step by step.
Yeah?
Okay?
Why you think we come to keep the main?
Because it's connected to the mast. We can never pull it up. Never.
We were on reef 3 on the main and no front sail. So the decision was to take no risk to cross this front. So we have felt the G3 up to 35 knots, and we were only with a true reef main. But yeah, when I go out of the boat, I can see it's a big mess, and yeah, I'm just saying no, it's not possible, not again.
Yeah, it's a big shame because we were come back in the race.
We break a downline of the foil, we repair it, we come back in the match with Biotherm, and we were not far away to the others. So we have given all we can, and to finish like that 2 days before the arrival, it's yeah.
And after you try to find a solution to come back, but for sure it's a big disappointment for us. I have just finished to analyze data, to send all the data to the technical team. For sure there is no mistake from the sailors. We were in a really safe configuration.
Yeah, very disappointed again. So that was very hard, because I don't know what we do wrong.
Guio Environment Team Europe very much in their own race right now, heading back to the shore and then potentially trying to find the quickest way that they can rejoin the action. But what about the drama in this leg? What about Team Malizia's competition? Well, 11th Hour Racing Team are in the lead right now, and I've got Mark Towill joining me here. Mark, thank you very much. It's a tight moment. It's quite tense, and I'm guessing for you guys coming into Newport, home port, I mean, we're not just talking about the 5 points here. This would be a significant win.
Oh, this is an incredibly big moment for the team, and I'm really hoping we can pull it off. There's so much excitement, so much support here in Newport. This leg has always been one we've had our eye on, and if we can pull it off to the finish, it'd be a great win for the entire organization.
I mean, there's a lot going on with the scoreboard, obviously, with Team Holcim PRB sadly not being able to be on the water. But I'm just thinking psychologically for you guys, you haven't hit what you have set yourself as a very high mark of performance. Would a win here kind of, just banish those demons?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been very open about the fact that we've been underperforming relative to our own expectations, and a win here would certainly set us on the right track. Of course, there's been a lot going on in this leg, and again, continue to give our thoughts to Holcim and as well to the GUYOT Team Environment guys. But at the same time, what that does do is open up the competition, and I think if the finishing order does stand, what it really does is basically resets the race and sets up for quite an exciting transatlantic leg across the ocean with double points.
And we have seen, because I can't help but notice when you say if that finishing result does stand, because of course you know this water very well. We know this water largely from like the last edition and the impact that final push made. I mean, once you get into the harbour here, the finish line is a long way up. There's a lot that can happen.
Yeah, the finish line's all the way up at Fort Adams, and we've seen in the last two editions of the race that we've had big lead changes happen within those final few miles. So we're certainly not counting any chickens before they hatch. It's there could be some local knowledge involved, but I think really it's going to be all for this afternoon. It'll be all about the sea breeze filling. It sounds like there's a little bit of westerly flow filling in right now, but it'll be tense all the way to the finish line.
Still plenty of hard work to do then for 11th Hour Racing Team and Team Malizia as well, as both teams are pushing hard to that finish line in Newport. If you want to follow their progress, you can go to theoceanrace.com, where the tracker is now updating their positions every minute, and also on the Eurosport.com sailing blog. We're going to be getting live images and videos as well as reactions from the sailors. And leg 4 has certainly had its twists and turns, and it will certainly be a leg that we will be talking about by the time we get get to that finish line in Geneva. Whoever lifts the trophy at the end of this edition, they know that the action on this leg will have led them to it. Who it's going to be, whether it's going to be the American team of 11th Hour Racing Team, the German team of Team Malizia, or even something more dramatic than that, we'll have to wait and see. But it's certainly a nail-biting finish.